as an artist in the film industry in Bollywood, I would want music composers to have a little bit of ownership in the content they create.
Thank you for giving us some DQ screen time.
It's been almost a year, yeah.
It's Bye. What is this?
I'd approached him a couple of years ago, and I just texted him out of nowhere, but he doesn't have the dates for the next 3 months. I am a very impatient person. I took a moment, I was like, I'll wait. I'll wait.
I love unlikely combinations and pairings. It could be with my wine and my cheese, but right now, I don't know which one of you is wine or cheese, and I'm not objectifying. Welcome to Film Companion, Dulquer as well as Jasleen. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
joining
Rohini. Thank you.
The two of you have a song out, and this is so fun because I grew up in that era of the music video. All right, you did too, right? And जब हम बड़े हो रहे थे, तुम्हें याद होगा कि ये music videos were a thing. Are we bringing the music video back, Jasleen? Let me start with asking you that.
That's the idea, because I've also grown up watching Lucky Ali and
Euphoria,
Mairi, and even that Pankaj Udas video,
Yes, of
where
course.
the helmet and the
Hair,
hair.
yeah.
So of course, and I just felt like nowadays it's become a very generic way of putting your music songs out. So I really wanted to break away from that and have tried to do something.
I love it. And then you had a dream man in that video. First of all, I love this empowerment of women that's happening. We get to choose now. कि हमें कौन चाहिए हमारे video. How did this happen? Please tell my audience.
So obviously I'm a huge fan, and I'd approached him a couple of years ago, and I just texted him out of nowhere, and he said I've heard your songs, and he messaged saying you love Din Shagnada.
Same, yeah. The story I say everywhere.
But then it did not happen because there was a lockdown and whatever the reasons were. But then again I was like, okay, let me ask him once again. He'll say no, it's okay.
Aww.
Yeah. But
I didn't say that. She's like, if he says no,
if he says no, I've got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
He'll
the
just
worst
say no
that
to
can
me,
happen is he'll
right?
say no.
And I just approached him, and he said he really likes the song and he would love to do it, but he doesn't have the dates for the next 3 months.
Nice.
I am a very impatient person. I took a moment, I was like, I'll wait. I'll wait for it.
Correct.
And that's how then it happened, after 3 months. And
I love it when people tell stories and the other side is sitting right there. Was it how it happened?
That's exactly what happened. I think last November. We've spoken earlier about a music. You ended up making that video, I think.
Yeah.
But then lockdown happened, and anyway, so then she randomly sent me the song, and she's like, hey, I'm thinking of doing this. And I said, let me hear it. And I loved it instantly. So I was like, I love the song, but I don't know how to find dates. I'm shooting this film, and it's mostly in Karikudi. It's really remote to come from there to anywhere. And then she's like, no, I'll wait. And whenever, makers or directors, anybody says that to me, I feel they genuinely want me to be on the project. And therefore, I will make any effort to be a part of it. Because a lot of the times, you're just an option. If we say I don't have the dates, they're like, okay, so then we'll get back to you on another project. So that's always a good sign. And I was like, okay, she's willing to do that. I have to find the time, and then so all that happened. But I feel like it's just been growing more and more, and I literally came on without knowing the concept of the video because I've not done a music video before. So I was like, I love the song, and that's all that matters. Right?
Correct.
I don't know what I'm going to shoot. But it was lovely to come there and see this concept. And I was like, oh, this is so sweet. It's actually really nice, and I get to play an interesting character, even if it's in the short format in a few days. So and Arijit came on board, and it's just been growing, yeah.
Yeah, it's really something. But I know this about you, Jasleen, that you're this girl with only guts and gumption. The idea of her texting you, cold texting as I would call it, is a very old habit of Jasleen Royal. Because as told by her in multiple interviews, she'll be like, मेरे पास जिसका नंबर आता मैं उसको मैसेज करती, मैं उनको कॉल करती, क्योंकि मेरी आवाज़ ऐसी है.
But one call, not pestering them.
Not pestering. It's not. You're not working for a call center. ऐसे नहीं आप home loan के लिए नहीं बात कर रही हमसे. Of course I
No,
didn't
it's
say.
not like can I call you tomorrow? Now
Yes,
give me a break,
yes.
give me a break. Not like that. I'll be
Yes.
like, this is me, and
Correct.
if you like, I would love to work
No,
with
but
you.
I love that because I think that that is a very enduring quality. It also, shows us a little bit of belief that you might have in yourself.
Wow. Okay.
No,
I
but
thought
a lot of the times it's just as simple as reaching out.
Lovely.
A lot of the times we don't, and in fear of thinking they might not. I've experienced this with certain filmmakers or producers where they just assume this person might not work with us for whatever reason,
Correct.
or maybe our ideologies might not match in terms of the way we tell stories or the movies we make. But every time I've reached out, they're like, we're so happy to hear from you. Yes, we definitely have something for you. So sometimes it's just about asking.
Correct, because you can just say कि आपने मुझे text क्यों नहीं किया? Like, Jasleen से सीखिए. Jasleen कर लेती है.
So
That's amazing. Is that exactly how you texted Arijit as well?
Yeah.
so Arijit
But you
and
worked-
we worked before
course.
on a couple of film projects,
Yeah.
and I just asked him, would you like to be a part of my indie project? This is like something that I'm mounting, and I'm like trying to make it a really, really big project. So he said, why not? And he heard the song, he said, okay, would love to. So
Yeah, it's
his
amazing.
support meant a lot.
It's amazing. I think just the combo of the two of you coming together. Also, you mentioned indie project, and let's be honest, I'm someone who's grown up, professionally in the music industry, right? Having said that, as a radio presenter, we should tell the audience कि music के साथ हमारा कोई लेना देना नहीं होता. And that's just how the business of radio has worked for many, many years. You put out a tweet a couple of days ago, saying that it's really sad that the industry only pretends to support you. Was it coming from a place of frustration, or was it coming because as a creator you really wanted your song to be out there? What do you now when you look back, मतलब उसके पीछे का क्या था मतलब thinking?
There was a little bit of frustration, to be honest. I just feel that as an artist, I would like to have little more creative freedom and little more ownership of the songs I do. So many remixes keep happening, and you keep dreading that one day your song is going to be picked up and it's going to be made into another remake. And I've made a conscious decision to not do that to anybody else's song. So I hope the karma stays on my side and it doesn't happen to me. But yeah, I'm saying, as an artist in the film industry in Bollywood, I would want music composers to have a little bit of ownership in the content they create.
Correct. And going indie for you was that way of getting that ownership?
Yeah, I want to have that creative freedom, and I have taken that decision to be a little more I want to make more indie songs.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah. No, because you started off as a singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
And that is truly the essence. The singer-songwriter is a busker, right?
Yeah.
Ultimately, आप अपने गिटार के साथ कहीं भी एक audience जमा कर सकते हो. How does it translate in the online right now? What is your learning when you put out a music video and you're doing this all by yourself? What do you think is going to help the most?
Warner Music is presenting the song, and I hope it's. I feel like at the end of the day, if the song is good and if people resonate with the video, it's gonna find its own way. But it's important to have a good partner on board,
Correct.
which will help you reach to all the DSPs and the apps and everything. So the placements and everything is right. So I'm thinking as a producer right now.
Yes.
But that's important, and I've taken my own sweet time to, figure all of this out, because that's where I see myself in the coming years. I want to do more such projects.
Projects which are you, completely you. Talk to us about your relationship with music, DQ, because we've never spoken about your relationship with music. We've spoken about your movies, about the fact that you are a multilingual star. You have audiences across the country. We were outside and, somebody who didn't even speak the language was waxing eloquent about Sita Ramam. And I find that very rare as a quality. But with music, what has been your relationship?
As far back as I can remember, my folks always had a huge collection of cassettes and CDs, and my dad is somebody who loved driving. So most often, and we shifted to Chennai when I was young, and he never, if he could help it, he would always drive us there.
How lovely.
So it's
Yes.
like a good 8 to 10 hours at that time. And he's also like a gadget enthusiast, and he would have digital audio tape in his car, like highest quality of music at that time. And my mom and him had very eclectic taste. They love ghazals and they love classic film music across languages, international art as well. So you would go these 8-10 hours of driving up and down to wherever, like, you know, even if it's to his shoots, if we're going to visit him. I feel like music was such an integral part of it. So now as an actor or as a producer, I keep thinking, I'm like, you know, am I able to tell a good song right from the get-go? Can I tell? Because that's always tricky. You don't know. Yes. Sometimes music grows on you. Sometimes songs grow on you. Sometimes you live with it, spend time with it, or sometimes see it coupled with great visuals for it to grow. Like Ramnathan's songs in the 90s had that quality. As soon as they drop, for the first time, you don't know if you like it or not. They're sometimes not always instantly
hits, yes.
Instant hits, or instantly, you don't know, you don't understand it yet. But then you start discovering bits and pieces of it, and then it grows with each day. And then in some time, you can't get enough of it, you can't get over it. And that
amazing.
Only his music at that time, my understanding of it at that time, had that quality. And I'd always do this, like every time a new album drops, I'm like, hey, what do you think? Like, I don't know. And then I could ask the same person a month later, and they would love it. So I think now, so when I speak to my music directors, if it's a film I'm producing, and I'd be like, you know, I want everything to be hummable, not just the songs. Like if it is the theme of the film, if it's just the background score that runs through each character, I want every character to have their own tune. But if they're all hummable, it stays. Okay. I don't want it to be. It shouldn't only be about creating mood. I think it should live long beyond the film viewing experience.
Absolutely. You know, Jasleen, I find that you're in a very interesting time that I'm speaking to you. You just won a Filmfare. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That was really amazing. Also, that song was a phenomenon. Let's talk about that for a second. But my favorite was when you recomposed that song for Sid and Kiara's wedding. I mean, to me, I didn't even want to get married, but now I do, thanks to you. Just have to find my Sid, thanks. But the interesting part about where you are at right now is that there is this crazy mainstream acceptance where you're already at a place, and then you turn around and you drop something, you know, indie, and you want to hang on to your roots. How are you sort of navigating this? As Dulquer said, how do you know a song is a good song? Like, do you have that question mark at all? Because we are not making music, you know. So this is your question.
So whenever I make a melody, and if I'm instantly really happy and I'm like, you know it inside, like sometimes, you know, you're feeling like, is it happening, is it not happening? And if I'm asking whoever is around me, like if, for instance, my brother is there and I'm asking him, like, what do you think of this melody? Are you sure? If I'm asking so many questions, then I know it's not good. And then after some time, then I sit on the machine again and I try to crack it, and in that moment, I become like really elated and I'm like ecstatic, and I know this is the song and this is how it makes you feel. And when I have that, and then I know like something good has happened, because the next day I'm gonna doubt it. But then I go back to the feeling.
Are you asking so many questions then?
Yeah, that after 2 days you always doubt, like, are you sure this is the right melody? But then I try to rethink the same feeling that I had when I composed it. That's how I navigate. Like.
That's amazing. And do you ever have a time where you feel that you need somebody else to tell you that this is a good melody? Who's that sounding board? Do you have one at all?
Yeah, of course. Like my brother is one of them, and a few of my friends, close friends, like 1 or 2, and that's it. Like, I think you know inside, like if it's good or not.
Has there ever been a time when you knew from inside, and somebody on the other side of the table has said that no, this is not it? And what did you do?
I'm not very proud of this.
Nice.
Ho Gaya Hum Kaha, which like I composed it. They said this is our second option, and the first option is something else. If you don't get it, we'll take this song. So, and then I just got off and I left. I was like, I don't want to give you my song.
I'm not anybody's option.
I don't want to be your second option. And this is like when I had no films. Like I had not cracked a single film, and I was still struggling to get my first break. But I'm saying, like, I'm not, like, that was not one of my finer moments, but I've
No,
done
that was brave. You stood up for yourself.
But I could have just told them, listen, I don't want to work with you, instead of just getting up and
Oh, you were
storming out.
dramatic.
It's okay. That's
She's
okay.
dramatic. She's just
No,
like,
you should be. Whatever you feel, you should do. You're
wow,
an
wow,
artist.
wow.
You've created
it's
something.
Great. It's great
I
that
love
that's
it, yeah.
happened. Yeah, it's amazing.
More of us should do that.
Dekhi, for you, has it been music over lyrics or lyrics over music? I mean, as Indians, generally, हमको बिना lyrics के गाने समझ में नहीं आते. And Rahman pushed that because he gave us, the Bombay theme, and that was the first instance of me actually reacting to a song without any lyrics. But it makes me curious. Like, what do you react to usually?
I think it's. I feel like it could have been music over lyrics for me because a lot of the times it's made me feel things, and it's a weird. Your whole body is reacting. You don't understand what it's doing to you. Because when it's lyrical, it's like the words might resonate with what you're going through in life or something you've experienced or something. But I love it when music gets into you without. You don't fully understand it, but it takes you somewhere.
Correct.
And it's always been that, I think, somewhere or the other, which is why I'm such a sucker for like background scores of films. Like I used to collect those when I was younger from most of the Hollywood films because they used to release OSTs.
Soundtracks, yeah.
Yeah, and then when I became an actor, I started slowly insisting we do that with my music directors. I'm like, can you release some of the score because it's so good, and people shouldn't have to only enjoy it in the film. Like maybe they should be able to play it in their lives or when they're going about work or whatever it is, or at home. So I am a bit of a so somewhere I think music over lyrics.
How lovely! I did not actually.
Like for example, I when I was doing Sita Ramam, I dubbed it in multiple languages. Hanu very sweetly let me watch the edit, and so I knew what the film was, but I was not prepared for the score. So in the film, I started watching the film for the first time and I saw the opening titles play. I felt emotion, I had goosebumps, and nothing emotional had happened in the film yet.
Correct.
But something made it seem like it's going to be this epic saga, and I felt it. And I'm somebody who knows the story, I've lived with it. Why am I feeling emotional?
Beautiful.
So that's the magic of.
That's the magic of music. Fantastic. For you, music, lyrics?
I think both equally, because if the melody is very good, if the lyrics are not good, then it's not gonna stay for long. And if only the lyrics are good, then I can appreciate like the lyricist has done a great job. But as a listener, I want a song that has both.
I can't imagine your songs without your lyrics. Like but her voice and the stuff she sings about has that same quality. Like it pierces through you.
Yes.
So I was telling her, I was like, maybe that's why they want to play at weddings, because it's such an emotional moment in their lives, and something about your music and your voice really hits you right in the feels. Like, and I think it elevates it much, much more.
I feel that, the female voice has very, recently almost disappeared from Indian cinema. And it used to bother me because the last big voice that we actually, had was Sunidhi Chauhan and Shreya Ghoshal. After that, it's been kind of hard to find that voice. Do you find, is there a reason? And I'm so glad that your voice is now breaking that. So, do you feel that as well? Because it should be very discouraging to artists coming in, because if those songs don't exist, how will your voice exist, right?
I have, so honestly, I think I was in my own bubble all this while, because a lot of people said the same thing. I said, really? Because I was composing songs and I was using my voice and I was featuring male artists, and I was like, no, it's not like that. But then if I think about it, the songs, a lot of songs have just 4 lines from a female artist. So I'm like, there can be like a slight balance to it. And but it's not, you can not say that most of the composers are male, because earlier also there was songs and composed by male composers featuring female artists, but now I think there's this is happening a lot more. Just 4 lines will be of, like Antara will be female and the rest of the song will be all male. So that needs to change, I feel.
I think you're bringing that change, which is
I'm
why.
trying.
Yeah. This is why we're talking, of course.
That really made me think though. I was literally trying to run through all the music that I've listened to. And
But like some of my favorite songs, they don't have it. Like Agar Tum Saath Ho is like an iconic song. I love it. Like, and it's the right kind of duet. And even Lukka Chupi, like iconic.
But that's
the
been
right
a while,
kind of
no?
duet.
Lukka Chupi
Yeah.
is
That's
maybe not this decade.
Yeah, and yeah, these are the
No,
two
there
songs.
are a lot of these pub songs and the dance songs, but the melody song, that's what I miss. And with your voice, the melody song, continues to remain. So it's a good fight, and keep fighting is what I want to
I
say.
fight a lot.
Yeah. Good. Fantastic.
They call me difficult for a reason.
No, of course. DQ, I'm going to end with you. Thank you for, giving us some DQ screen time.
It's been almost a year. Yeah.
It's, bye. What is this?
It's not out of choice. Sometimes these things are out of my control. Whether it's my friends or film fans or even family, they're like, "Why aren't your movies coming out? What's going on?" But sometimes I have these big, ambitious dreams, and I bite more than I can chew. So then it takes time. It grows, and then sometimes the next big dream that I have takes time to start. So it's not me. I'm genuinely trying to be everywhere.
And I love the fact that you said, okay, let me do a music video. And it is just...
You have no idea how much I was itching to get into a new character.
Oh, that's so lovely. That's so lovely.
So
I'm
like
glad that ye tare mile, and also in such a beautiful video. So congratulations on the
Thank
video.
you.
And thank you so much, both of you, for
Thank
speaking
you,
to me
Rohini.
on Film Companion.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, this is Jasleen Royal.
Hi, this is Dulquer Salmaan,
And
you're watching us on Film Companion.